Now let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Play ball!
Manchester City is back in winning ways. They won against Leicester City 2-0. A goal from Haaland and Savinho scoring his first goal for Manchester City gave them a 2-0 win against Leicester City. For Van Nistelrooy, it's 4 games in a row that he has lost. So he's back to reality. You know, when he started this, he started with Leicester City. He won the first. I think he won the first one and drew one. So everybody was thinking, okay, yes, he's arrived. But now he's back to reality. He needs to buy in January for him to actually survive this Premier League, and so that Leicester will not go back to relegation.
They're already there. They are 18th on the table.
That's why I mean, they need to buy.
Escaped them.
They need to buy now. Okay, guys, if you look at that game, Manchester City are back in winning ways. Haaland have not scored in a couple of games. First goal for Savinho. Jenna, what do you make of this game?
Performance day. It's not the one we say. It's not the one we say. I would have come here and I would have been here and say there was no performance. There was performance. You see everybody running for everybody. You see every player winning every duel. Every player winning the second ball. You see them going on forward together. They go from Savinho. Nobody said a good goal like that because John got to say wonderful goal, brilliant performance. If he didn't chase after that ball because it was a rebound, if he didn't chase after it, nobody would have scored it. He was far on the other end, seeing his space behind, running in behind the defender, not noticing him coming in from there. Good game from him, good game from all the Man City lads. They had to be on their toe 24/7. Not that they even played, they don't really impress me. Like I know the Man City they like this, but
normally, normally even last 2 years, 3 years, Man City not really play to. I think it was first 3 seasons of Big Guardiola they played beautiful football.
Now they don't really impress us again.
After especially when they bought Haaland, they score goals. They
are
scoring goals. But if you look at that game, Haaland scoring after a couple of games not scoring, he is back and he needs that goal actually because he missed the penalty.
Confidence booster.
Yes, he made a penalty in the last game, and you noticed that when he started this league game, this particular season, he was scoring, and everybody thought, okay, this golden boot is his again. Suddenly he stopped scoring, and Salah is the highest goal scorer. He needed this goal, and he got this goal in this game.
I'm happy for him. You know, one of the most important things that happens when you score a goal like this is that it reinforces your belief in your ability. The ability never went anywhere. The mentality never went anywhere. It's already inherent. It's just after some times where you don't have evidence. You need this evidence to show that you are the deadliest striker in Europe. And we are seeing the evidence, you know. So for every critic out there who's been on Haaland's back line, he never score, he never do, Baba gave you almost 100 goals in his first 2 seasons. What more do you want? He's a star. He's a goat.
You see what? He's a goat. You know, when I talk at the beginning of this season, everybody say, I say when Kevin they function well.
Another fact is that Kevin started today, which I've been crying for the past 6 games.
You see this match now. If Kevin knows the Haaland they function well, the rebound actually came all thanks to Kevin. You get now the goal came from him creating that spark again in attack. So if Kevin knows that guy they lack supply. If I talk and John don't say it's a lie.
It was Savinho that gave him the assist.
Not be about not be about the. I said this before. I said sometimes when the creator does not get the assist, he's not really regarded. At some point, we saw Gundogan creating the most chances for Man City, but Haaland got the most assists. We know regard Gundogan. You get now in this particular match. Now John don't talk. Savinho got the assist. Who creates that chance? Now Kevin, beautiful chance, and I still creates the one where they use score the goal. Okay. So off this match now, you will say Kelvin was in top of it was the system that Man City rode on.
I think if you look at the formation he started, apart from the goalkeeper, I don't know why he's keep switching goalkeepers. He's starting the second goalkeeper instead of Edison. I don't know why he's doing that. But he had
started 2 matches.
Yes, in a row. He started a couple of games too. I think he rotates them these days. I don't know why. Probably last season, before this season started, he wanted to go to Saudi. Edison wanted to go to Saudi and collect money. Somehow.
They convinced him to stay. This is the last year of his contract.
Yeah, so I think that Pep Guardiola is trying to gradually make Ortega the first, apart from making them used to the team, so that anything go, probably can just slot in and probably buy a second goal. But if you look at that game, after that first goal, you could see the nervousness in City side.
Yeah,
they scored this time. Then like 2 years ago when they score, everyone will say once they score, you say this game is over. But you could see that they were anxious. They were nervous in this game after that goal until Haaland scored the second goal, and you could see Pep Guardiola trying to calm his team down. Then the boys calm down. For Jonah, what do you make of Pep now? Do you think that this is going to be, even though it's Leicester, Leicester have been dropping points for the past 4 games, do you now think that this can kick them off for this unbeaten run. We have been talking about things. John has been talking about these things. These 14 games. Do you think that this win can spark them to?
Of course, why not? But some things have to be put in place. For example, in January we need to buy for that
midfield replacement.
We're not even talking about
one. That one na
summer.
Where they go start first?
That one na summer. Rico Lewis started today. Kawaka came in as a sub. That's not an issue. Rico Lewis can do a good job in that position. But we are more interested in, we need to get a backup for the main man up from the Giants, the Norwegian monster, and then we need to get somebody to come in for KDB. Those are the two signings we're looking at.
Okay, generally, if you look at that game again, where they are on the table, they are now fighting. Pep is saying that they are not going to win the league, obviously. It's going to take a miracle for them to win this league. So they are not going to do that 5 in a row. Because if you look at the way Liverpool is way ahead, but if you look at now, do you think
that miracle will start this evening?
Leave the miracle. Let's face top 4 first. Okay. Because they are still behind top 4. Because Bournemouth won today too.
They won the game against
the Everton. Yes. So now, do you think that they can actually qualify for the Champions League based on the way they play?
If they win Champions League, why not?
I mean, this top 4.
This top 4.
Yes.
As they be like this now, with everybody firing, with everybody winning their matches, nobody's willing to give out points. No Bournemouth is willing to dash anybody points. No Nottingham Forest is willing to dash anybody points. I will say no. No Arsenal is willing to dash anybody, but I'll say no. Because top 4 is anything. But because now you now look at the teams
ahead of them.
It's not even about the teams ahead of them.
If those teams have the finance to back their plan in this January transfer window, then they will say, okay, they can shut Man City down. But for me, you see, in the top 4 currently, you have Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, and Arsenal.
And Bournemouth drew today.
Yes.
So, I think Bournemouth drew today, but Nottingham Forest won today.
Yes. So now these are the 3 teams ahead of them in the top 4 already. You are talking about Bournemouth is on the 5th, Newcastle 6th, and all of those people that are above man.
I don't think Nottingham
go
hard. See now the question now is
why I'm saying
if they're not reinforced for January, then they will get problem still in that top 4 position.
I still disagree. See, why I'm saying it's not out of reach is because you forget that
we are Man City.
It's not about we are Man City. Okay. If you forget that these guys are playing other teams, right? So if they meet other teams and they lose points, the door is opening. The most important thing for me is focusing on our games, our results, and getting 3
points. Like I said, credible replacement.
When you look up, you see that the Chiefs fell where they fell, and you gather those points.
Like I said, credible replacement in credible areas, in important areas. If Nottingham Forest do a good business in January transfer window, why not qualify for top 4? If Man City do a good business, like we say now, if any of the starting 11 goes on another injury, it becomes a problem for Man City again. So if they don't do proper business in this winter window that we are entering now, 2 days from now, the window opens. If they don't do proper business, then the question of top 4 is closed.
Okay, let's talk about Van Nistelrooy. He's been struggling for the past couple of games now.
God.
What does he need to do for him to survive this Premier League? Because even if he goes to relegation, I don't think they will sack him. I don't think so. But
it depends on the performance in the first 3 months.
Now he's been losing games. After a good start, he's been losing games. What do you think that he needs to do for them to survive this Premier League? They need to just survive.
First of all, you should stop tinkering with tactics. That midfield is not where you tinker. You have a solid midfield. Why change? Somari and Ndidi are doing a good job together.
I think Ndidi is injured.
Why switch Oliver? You don't play a defensive midfielder in a center midfielder position and expect him to create. If he's going to be a defensive midfielder, let him be a defensive midfielder. If he's a ball playing defensive midfielder, let him play from the back like Jorginho is. Let him play from the back and allow other people flow ahead of him. You can't play a talisman in DM and expect him to still create chances. That's what's wrong with what's this man now, Van Nistelrooy in Leicester. He's expecting the less-minded creative mind, or he's expecting the less creative mind to create chances.
You have to work with what you have.
And he's expecting the more defensive mind to attack.
Okay, Joe.
That's where we have an issue. Like, for example, I keep saying that we need to put the right players in the right positions for them to be successful.
Actually, if you look at the way they play, you look at the starting lineup on paper, it is the right players in the right position. But the instruction is when they start playing, start seeing them switching positions, start seeing them running around.
Where do you think they need to buy for them to survive? Vardy is probably Vardy is old. They have Daka. I don't know what
he's injured.
I think they need a striker. I think they need a striker for them to survive this Premier League.
I agree with you. They need a striker. They need somebody that can create, because you you have to watch them play sometimes. Even the creative spark no get spark.
No get spark.
You get, so you need to have somebody who can come in, and this is where selling players can come back to bite you, because you had a certain time you had Madison, a certain time you had all the creative. Yes, you had a credible midfield, but you had to sell them off because of relegation. So they need to go back to getting somebody like Madison who can create, getting somebody who can come in and pull numbers for them like Vardy used to, and then look at that defense too. They have a few players who are out injured, so he's not going to be getting in quick fixes, because after you fix the problem, what happens to those players after they've come in? So you need to look at whoever you're going to sign needs to be somebody who can be at the club for at least 2, 3 or 4 years.
I think the wings will have to come back from injury. Then we'll start seeing where it will lead us from there. But I believe the left back position, the players in the left back position is too old. The player in the defensive midfield is just too old as well. So age is what's telling on this team. Just like what we say against Man United, when you play against Man United and you're playing an average age of 30 in your midfield combination, so you have a problem with that setup. They have the experience, but they don't have the legs to run around.
I also feel they need to refresh the wings too.
I think for Leicester City, they have enough in the wings. You get me? They have enough in the wings, but the defensive midfield areas is where they don't have enough, and the wing back positions. That's all.
Okay, Manchester City won that game away from home 2-0 after 14 games. This is the second game they are winning in 14 games. That means after 14 games, but Man City and Pep is winning only 2 games in 14 games, which is very, very poor for their standard, because they have created this high standard. They are the only team that have, in England, that have finished with 100 points and with a couple of 90 points, 97 points. So they have broken almost all the records when it comes to league titles in England. But this year they are struggling. Haaland scored a goal and Savinho scored his first goal for Manchester City. Let's see if this pack will take them to a higher level, if they are going to qualify the top 4, or maybe finish second. So anything can happen in this Premier League, but if they start winning games, they're probably going to finish in the Champions League.
5 in a row.
They can actually finish in the Champions League spot.